So the Boruto anime recently adapted the Sasuke Gaiden light novel, and a lot of people do not like it, and I can't really blame them for it. But what if I told you that this story about Sasuke joining a dinosaur prison is actually really good? And not only is it really good, but it's also the best piece of characterization for Sasuke and Sakura. We start off the series with Naruto screaming out for Sasuke as he looks painfully tired out. Alright, we can see a little bit of the charm and callbacks to the earlier points of Naruto. Naruto has some sort of illness that has to do with the Sage of Six Paths, so Sasuke is off in a little mission to get his boyfriend cured. He's exploring this new village to find out some type of information, and he helps out a mom and her daughter that were getting robbed. This part is pretty sick. In this village, nobody knows about shinobis. They've never even met one. The mother goes towards the portrait of her late husband and places a ring. This is the main theme of this short story: marriage, rings, and compromise. After that, Sasuke goes ahead and infiltrates a prison, where the cure for Naruto may reside at. This prison is really interesting because their way of forcing the prisoners to stay in check and not escaping isn't through dogs, guards, or barbed wires. They have fucking dinosaurs. And I really like this. It's really wild, and yes, it's kind of stupid that there's dinosaurs in a story about ninjas with cool powers, but I think it works in making this prison really stand out. I love how they're referred to as beast dragons instead of straight up dinosaurs. And the fact that Sasuke gets to fight a velociraptor is hilarious. Look, I know it's stupid, but it's got its charm, okay? It's memorable. Also, I want to talk about the art. Although it isn't out of this world, it does a phenomenal job at replicating Kishimoto's art style, and admittedly, it looks a lot better than Boruto's bland art style. Sakura also infiltrates this prison at the same time, and Sasuke's cellmate has a crush on her. The whole situation in this prison is incredibly bizarre, and that's the only reason it's this memorable. That's the overall story, but now we get to the part I really want to talk about. The side characters aren't anything too crazy, and the villain isn't really all that memorable either, aside from looking like Karin. But the center of the story are these two. Sasuke's cellmate explains how in this area, just like in real life, when people get married, they exchange rings to show they're married. I guess rings aren't familiar in Konoha, huh? It's very clear that this bothers Sasuke in an odd way, and it's easy to figure out why that is. Sasuke is not a present father, like, at all. He's barely in his wife or daughter's life, and to rub salt into the wound, there is no physical link between the two. After almost losing against the dinosaurs, Sakura is there to help him out. The first thing he asks for is where is Sarada, since Sakura and Sasuke are both not present. Thankfully, Master Iruka's taking care of her. Dog, this man is everyone's dad in the Naruto world. I love him to death. Sasuke's still very confused as to why she's here, since the whole mission is undercover, and having his wife present would not be optimal. And Sakura just says,
"Well, the thing is, I miss my Sasuke."
Ah, man. No, I can't like this. I'm not supposed to. Sasuke's cellmate tells him that a married couple should always be together, and this really hits Sasuke like a sore thumb or a velociraptor that almost beat his ass. Sasuke explains to him how he's been gone for years on end because of his duties for the village. Man, if I was there, I'd assume we were over. Finito. Done. I grew up with Naruto. It was a very big part of my childhood as a kid, and as I grew older, I grew to understand its flaws more and more. One of my biggest issues with Naruto is its obsession with perseverance. Sasuke caused so much harm to so many people, even many that were close to Naruto, and Naruto's story simply says that you should forgive war criminals and act like nothing happened. I genuinely hate it. If someone ever causes this much harm to you, they attempt to kill you numerous times, leave them. You shouldn't be going after them and cleaning up their mess along the way. But going back to this manga, it gives a completely different aura. The humor is a lot more natural, and it avoids a lot of the obnoxious screaming from the source material. And as for the romance, it actually makes me care about Sasuke and Sakura's relationship. Where Naruto ended, it made no sense to me why Sakura still had feelings for such an awful person, and especially, why did she have to marry a person that caused so much harm to her? Their relationship never felt like one of two people that loved each other, but one of a childhood crush and of a person that at one point slightly cared for her and soon became hateful without an ounce of care towards her left, even attempting to kill her numerous times. I don't really like Sasuke or Sakura in the manga. With Sakura, Kishimoto does such a poor job at giving any of his female characters any real motivations that don't have anything to do with the men in their lives. Most of them are so bland, it's really underwhelming to see such a well-known actor do such a half-assed job at writing his female characters. As for Sasuke, it's complicated. I liked him at first, and even his initial journey in Shippuden was interesting, although I didn't like him personally. I like the characters revolving around him. It's actually being one of my favorite characters in the series. He becomes so edgy and his dialogue is painfully corny.
These eyes see darkness clear.
His character becomes such a mess at the war arc, and their relationship, ugh, horrible. There is no real reason for these two to be married, but in this manga, their love comes out as genuine. A love of a reserved man and a woman that really understands him more than anyone else. Sasuke struggles with the sweet things, and he's very aware of what he's doing wrong in their relationship. That leads to this moment where Sasuke proposes Sakura to start wearing a chakra ring he created. Sakura is flustered to no end, and it's so soft in the way she feels. It's not a corny moment of her going,
"Oh my god, Sasuke-chan loves me. He's such a sweetheart. I know better than marry someone as stupid as Naruto."
she just blushes, happy for what she just received. Sasuke's really bad at accepting affection. He dodges any more idle conversation on their love or the meaning of the ring, and instead switches the topic to something else. They also do a phenomenal dive into Sakura's character, showing her skills at gambling she learned from being with Tsunade, and showing more of her positive but strong attitude that was slightly showed at the beginning of Shippuden. Even the way she talks about Sasuke is so thought-provoking.
He's straightforward, almost too much at times, to the point that he can get himself and the people around him in trouble. His mind can zip from one extreme to another, but I think that's one of his strengths. Not to mention he's quite good-looking if I do say so myself, and yet he's never one to take advantage of that. I love that he can be so nonchalant about things like that.
Although I disagree with the way it's portrayed in actual Naruto, the story makes it sound as if their relationship was a lot more logical than it actually is, to which I can incredibly appreciate its writer for trying to redeem such a messed up relationship. She shows Sasuke in a state of recovery, very clear of flaws, and shows Sakura as a woman aware of these flaws, but also very grateful of what makes him so endearing. He used to have a habit of sitting right here and gazing out the window, but ever since you came around, he stopped. It's puzzled me all this time, but now I finally understand. He was waiting for them flowers to bloom. These subtle things that are later pointed out tell you he cares. He really cares about her. These things are why there is meaning in their relationship here. When Kishimoto wasn't able to do this in the first place and didn't really bother fleshing out their relationship either. And with all this phenomenal build-up, we hit the best moment in this spin-off, and one of my favorite moments in the entire series. Sasuke takes Sakura to this beautiful lake, and his immediate thought is, I wish Sarada could see this.
Right? Our girl's obsessed with the cosmos these days. I'm sure she'd get a kick out of it.
There's a short but valuable moment of silence. Sasuke asks her if she would like a real ring, not one made from chakra, and Sakura actually declines. She says that she uses her hands too much and doesn't want to risk it losing quality, to which there's another moment of silence, and Sasuke says, sometimes it does get to me. When I come home from a long mission and realize that Sarada's grown so much taller, or see you've gone and changed your hairstyle.
I know what you mean. I felt it too. Like I'll notice you've got little wrinkles that you didn't have before.
Really? I have wrinkles?
Just a few when you smile. Don't worry. I think they give you a kind of ruggedly handsome look.
But you know, you're allowed to have wrinkles too. And notice how Sasuke only responds to Sakura's comments about wrinkles. It's something that really stands out to him because he's never even noticed such a thing in himself. It also means he's getting older. Sakura reassures him in such a casual way by just saying it's only when he smiles and that it looks good on him. This is how two people that genuinely love each other speak. And I know that this level of quality and maturity can never come out of Kishimoto's writing. So thank you, Saka-sensei, for this phenomenal piece. She also wrote a light novel that received a recent adaptation called Konoha's Story, which is about Asuma's daughter going on a mission with Guy and Kakashi, and it's another story I absolutely adore. Yeah, so a little editing intermission. Saka-sensei didn't write Konoha's Story, but it was actually Sho Hinata, so yeah. You're welcome. I think I might like it more than Jurassic Sasuke in all honesty, and I'm sure one day it will receive its own video. This moment speaks for itself. It tells you everything about Sasuke and Sakura's relationship, with dialogue so natural and real. I find it incredibly that Asaka was able to grab such a poorly written relationship that felt shoved in and give it such a valuable meaning. Her character writing skills really show in this manga and her other works. I don't think the anime does a good job at adapting this light novel / manga, since it constantly drags out its fights and skips all the most meaningful moments such as the ones I just mentioned. And in general, the Boruto anime is not worth your time, since it expands on the least interesting aspect of the original Naruto, aliens that showed up at the end of the series. Thankfully, you don't need any context from Boruto to understand the story, since it takes place before that. I really urge you to give the manga a read. It's some of the best content that Naruto has to offer, and it's made me love these characters more than the actual series was ever able to do.
I wanna fold clothes for you. I wanna make you feel good.
There's zombie dinosaurs? Oh man, after reading that manga, I think I'm really feeling Naruto. And you know what? Maybe Boruto wasn't that bad either. Let me pipe up the recent episode. I know people have been really excited over the Kodak, and let's see what's...
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no.